looking like he might challenge, but snap is made. The penalty flag's down, and Bruce has a catch, and away he goes. And Bruce is brought down by Javon Johnson. A couple of flags on the turf.
And the flag's on the turf right at the line of scrimmage. And Arlen Bruce saw the flag right there. You saw the reaction.
Coming back.
Holding, Hamilton, number 67. Offside, Winnipeg, number 53. Net 5-yard penalty and repeat. First down.
So the first flag was for the offside, and Peter Diakowski, the left guard, is called for the hold.
Yeah, I was going to say that was an awful quick flag for a holding call. It really hadn't even engaged yet, but the holding flag came just after.
So 1st and 15. Cobb sits back in the behind Glenn, who delivers a strike, and the ball comes loose, but it's just following Dave Stala around in this game after McDaniel puts it on the carpet. Dave Stala bails him out.
You know, you're doing a hockey game, and the puck sometimes for good goal scorers just seems to always be following you, and that's been the kind of night that Dave Stala has had here, because he is way out by the sideline, not the intended target, bounces right to him and saves a turnover.
So 7 on the play, 2nd and 8. Another flag, and that ball batted down, intended for Cobb, who was swinging out of the backfield.
Yeah, he would have been one-on-one with Joe Lobendon there. Been an interesting matchup if he would have got that ball out of the flat, but looks like it's going against. Well, we'll see here. Is that too many men signal?
Flag deep in the Bomber secondary.
Too many men. Winnipeg. 10-yard penalty results in a first down.
There you go, 13.
Somewhere Rider fans are saying, see, it happens to other teams too.
I thought you were going to go there. I was wondering. You're going to keep reminding them. Big game tomorrow for them. Edmonton in town.
100th anniversary celebrations. Here's Cobb. Squirting to the 26. Winnipeg Blue Bombers through 2 weeks, the least penalized team in the CFL, but on the road, a different story for the Paul LaPolice crew tonight.
Yeah, and that was a costly one, because that continued the drive for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, gets them into that scoring range or just outside of it, and now a chance for the Ticats to put some more points on the board.
Second down, Glenn's got a lot of room, and he will run. Kevin Glenn slowed up by Charlton, and then ball popped loose at the end of the play. But Glenn should have the first down. And Ike Charlton a little slow to get up.
Yeah, he was in pursuit. Glenn had a couple of receivers down the field.
And that's Digi Adewale who makes the finish on Glenn. Charlton getting attention, so we'll step out with just under 6 minutes to go, third quarter.
Adewale on.
Like Charlton's okay, and the Bombers might be okay after this play.
Yeah, on Kevin Glenn, because upon further review, and Paul LaPolice had a break, it looks like Kevin Glenn fumbled that football. He took the hit there from Adewale. It went down, and did his knee touch the ground?
Paul LaPolice has challenged Adewale, the rookie defensive tackle out of Calgary. And does he have his first forced fumble as a CFL defender. Sure looks like it.
It really did from that first angle, and it's just a matter of, did Kevin Glenn's right knee touch the ground before the ball was knocked loose? Ball is knocked out there, and I don't think it did. It looks to me like the Bombers should get a turnover here.
And the Bombers did get on the football.
There's the hit. You could see clearly the ball out there, and that knee has not touched the turf yet. That looks like a fumble, and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, you're right, did recover it when it was sitting on the turf there.
Yeah, there's Don Oramasian, who got on the ball. Another young Canadian defensive tackle.
Both those guys have a lot of vowels in their last name. And this could be a big, big play and a big turning point for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. They were facing giving up at the very least more points in a field goal attempt.
Can we call them Donio and Digio? And this one taking a while as the command center reviews, and it has been all Hamilton tonight, but it's only a 14-0 lead and still over 20 minutes to go.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Hamilton ball, first down.
I don't understand that one.
I don't either. That makes absolutely no sense. The ball was knocked out of his hands before he was down by contact.
Video review is to get it right, and it doesn't look like they got it right this time.
I don't think so.
So the Tiger Cats get to extend the drive. A first down, the 11th play. Big Pen looking for something, and it's closed down in a hurry.
That something was Joe Lobendon. And a little help from Marcellus Bowman, who stepped in there and really put the big hit on Marcus Thigpen. And you know, in his returns for touchdowns, he's a weaving type of runner where he tries to hit the seam going full speed forward and not chop his feet much. And he's starting to do that in the backfield a little bit more and chopping his feet. That's allowing the defenders to rally to him.
Second and 7. Four-man rush. Pump and go. Looking for Mann. Touchdown, Maurice Mann. He's got 2 on the night. And after a controversial video review,
yes,
the Hamilton Tiger Cats extend their lead.
And you know, the province of Manitoba is going, what just happened? Because it looked like we had a fumble on that review. Maurice Mann, a little inside slant. Remember his first touchdown? It was the post pattern on the defender, Donald Brown, to the middle. That time he faked like he was going to the middle, down the seam, or straight down the rail, I should say, and then went up over the top of Brown to make the big catch.
So DeAngelis for the extra point. He got that through. And the Ticats have a 3-touchdown lead, a pair of them for the newcomer, Maurice Mann.
Good news for Hamilton Tiger Cats, but let's go back to the play in the drive. And that ball is out and on the ground, and the knee has not touched. Now, I know people in Manitoba are saying, well, what happened there? That was a fumble. And that leads to this, and a 21-point lead instead of a 14-point lead and a turnover for the Bombers. I'm not sure how Mission Control got that one and decided that that was not a fumble. I'm not sure how that happened.
Not much has gone right for Winnipeg tonight, but that will be tough to swallow. 12 plays, 99 yards, and just over 8 minutes on the latest scoring drive for the Tiger Cats. Donald Brown, who was beaten by Mann on that touchdown, has the kick return and returns it back to the 40. Well, Buck Pierce hasn't had the ball in his hands very often tonight. It has been, well, like the score, time of possession clearly in favor of Hamilton in this one.
You may have to start opening up some things because they've got to stay on the field longer offensively. You can see the time of possession advantage for Hamilton, and they're going to start to walk away with this because that defense for the Bombers will start to tire.
Here comes Garrett McIntyre. The out is complete. Aaron Hargraves has the catch, and Buck Pierce took a hit at the end of the play.
Yes, he did, and he gets up slow, but it's slide protection up front, and this is the Nissan Armchair Hero telestrator. And you're going to see this offensive line slide, 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 so that you can get Buck Pierce out and around the corner for your Nissan Armchair Hero.
And find out how you can create your own plays at NissanArmchairHero.com. Well, a tough night just got a little worse. Buck Pierce going to the sidelines. It is second and short. Doesn't look like Buck's ready to come back, though. And Stephen Giles, who comes in on short yardage. We're going to get a challenge here, by the way, from Marcel Belfay, as he's not sure Hargraves got his foot down on the play. It gives Buck Pierce a little more time to get attention.
Hamilton is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed pass.
You just need 1 foot. Hargraves on the sideline. It depends if very, very tough to tell from that angle. His foot's in bounds when he leaves his foot. The left. Now, if he has possession there, then those toes are in. Now, that one's going to be a lot tougher to call.
Looks like he's
After
in.
review, the ruling on the field stands. It's completed pass, second down.
I was going to say that one shot from behind was probably the best angle. He had someone walk in front of it, so it's going to be tough to overturn that. So that play will stand.
So Pierce on the sidelines and on the limp. And Stephen Giles here on 2nd and inches. He'll get the first down. Ball knocked out of his hands after the whistle.
Let's go back and take that look. Another look at that hit that put Buck Pierce on the bench. And I know it's been in short yardage here, so Stephen Giles will come in, but this is Garrett McIntyre off the edge. And it looks like he just got twisted somehow. It wasn't a big shot, but it looks like as he tried to throw that, he kind of twisted that left leg as he went down, and it's certainly not his shoulder. He's been limping a little bit trying to shake it off on the sideline.
So Stephen Giles stays in. Bombers have a first down. For a fake, and they dump it off, and Harris out of the backfield. Swung away one tackler, and then ran into a wave of Tiger Cats.
Big Brendan Labatt was just chugging out there to try and find a dark colored jersey to hit, and I think he got a piece of someone. It might have been Jamal Johnson, but big number 57 tried to find someone in a different colored jersey. That's a long way for those guys to run. They don't usually gallop that far.
There was a time in the offseason when it looked like this was going to be Stephen Giles' team. He was the first quarterback free agent to sign with Winnipeg, and then the Bombers opted to add Buck Pierce to the roster as well. 2nd and 5, Giles has T.J. Harris for another catch and a first down.
You know, it had to be pretty disappointing for Stephen Giles to sign as a free agent, believing at that time that he was going to be the #1 going into training camp. And then after the Bombers organization did their due diligence, checking out the history and the medical history of Buck Pierce, decided to go ahead and bring him in. And in day 3 of camp, Buck Pierce really started to win the job right about there. So it's been tough for Stephen Giles, but continues to compete.
One CFL start with Saskatchewan is only touchdown pass thrown against these Tiger Cats. In trouble here, got it away. And Osterhaus taken down quickly by Jamal Johnson as they dump it off to the fullback, but it was snuffed out by Johnson.
Yeah, Osterhaus is in a matchup that's going to go to the favor of the Hamilton Tiger Cats because you got Jamal Johnson who's going to track him and track him very well. He's just to the left of your screen, playing on the tight end, number 77. Now, as they break out there, watch the linebacker track him down. Now, he's going to have a lot more speed and closes quickly.
So 2nd and 10. Here comes the blitz. In the flat. Good catch there by Hargraves. And again, gets the feet down and is very close to the first down stick.
Well, that's why as a backup quarterback, you are constantly preparing as if you're going to play in every single game. You have to. That was pretty nice blitz pickup from Stephen Giles to recognize that the pressure was coming. And you can't blame the Hamilton Tiger Cats for going ahead and try and get pressure on him without really even a warm-up. And what a nice catch right on that sideline. Put his hands underneath.
6'4", SFU product. And Paul LaPolice, prior to the season, told us that it'd be a pretty good competition for the best Canadian receiver on this team between Brock Ralph, the veteran, Corey Watson, the highly touted draft choice, and Paul LaPolice